Now to St. Landry Parish, where a suspect is still on the run after escaping custody for a second time. Take a look at this picture. Howard Raymond Luttrell broke free while being transported to a court appearance. Your St. Landry Parish reporter Paris Flanagan has the details on how he managed to escape and what deputies are doing to track him down. Hey, Jasmine, we're less than 3 hours away from the polls closing down in Louisiana. I'm actually here in East Baton Rouge, where Louisiana voters are not only electing the next president of the United States, but they're also choosing the next congressional representative in a constitutional amendment. The debate over separation of state and church has divided many parents across Louisiana and the country. The first in several hearings is scheduled for September 30th.
Now, the mayor president says that daily press briefings will take place just to update the public of what to expect over the course of the next few days. She said sandbags are available, and for our vulnerable and elderly residents, you can call 211 if you need help. First up tonight, Mayor President Monique Blanco-Boulay recently introduced an ordinance to house juvenile offenders. Tonight, our news team is taking a look at the proposal, which could provide a temporary housing solution. Governor Landry's push for tax reform has sparked a serious conversation about the future of Louisiana's economy, but his plans still have a long way to go, with lawmaker approval and a public vote needed to make them law. First, we start with Louisiana Congressman Clay Higgins' controversial remarks about the Haitian community that's led to a firestorm of backlash from House Democrats. In a since-deleted social media post, Higgins called Haitian migrants thugs and told them to get out of the country before January 20th. Representative Stephen Horsford, Nevada, chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, spoke with CNN's Anderson Cooper about the remarks, saying he's tired of the division.
The Lafayette Police Department is hosting a candlelight vigil in honor of Senior Corporal Cejas Jolivet, who lost his life in the line of duty. Jolivet was an 11-year veteran of the Lafayette Police Department and served in law enforcement with distinction for 14 years.
Overgrown grass, broken windows, and trash that's littered across this vacant former hotel. I'm Angie St. your North Lafayette Parish reporter, speaking with neighbors who say they are fed up with the constant trespassers and are frustrated with the response from city officials. City officials are calling it a public safety concern. Neighbors are calling it a nuisance. The former La Quinta Hotel has sat vacant on Northeast Frontage Road for the past 3 months. A sign on the front door says the property is closed for renovations. Neighbors say the empty building is now attracting unhoused people and illegal activity.
It becomes like a dump.
There's trash, a dirty pool, and some of the doors were left unlocked.
Right here we have an open window that someone can use to get inside of one of these vacant rooms.
Sergeant Robin Green of the Lafayette Police Department says LPD has increased patrols of the area and are also concerned about the lack of care by owners.
You stand the chances of having drug activity going on, or just it's cold. And so people utilizing the rooms as a way to get out of the elements.
KATC Investigates found that the property is owned by SSRP Investments LLC, and the building has been deemed a public safety concern by the city. I called the owners listed on the state's website and got this. Brandy Stansberry, who owns a business next door, says she's concerned about safety.
They have emptied out the rooms. They just coming by groves, they sleeping in there. They leaving animals just locked in these rooms.
Brandy says she has called police and the city numerous times, but that hasn't stopped trespassers from breaking into the rooms.
Should the property owner be responsible for this? You know, come board your windows. Something to stop the traffic from coming in and out.
On October 25th, Lafayette Consolidated Government cited the property for numerous violations. The city found that the property was not in a safe condition. LPD says it will continue to patrol the area and have a camera stationed on the property, but for business owners like Brandy, it's just not enough.
I just don't find we getting the help. That's all I'm asking for is help.
Officials at LCG say property owners have not responded to this notice or any other communication. An administrative adjudication hearing is set for December 18th. I'm Angie St., your North Lafayette Parish reporter for KATC TV3. 19 years ago, Hurricane Katrina slammed through the Gulf Coast, bringing devastation to New Orleans, becoming one of the most catastrophic storms the U.S. has ever seen. Almost 2 decades since Hurricane Katrina made landfall, the people of Louisiana have rebuilt, but the memories and lessons of the storm remain. I'm Angie Toussaint, your North Lafayette Parish reporter, and on the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, I had a conversation with the man credited for helping New Orleans in those dark days.
And living on the Gulf Coast here in Louisiana, everybody saw what happened during Katrina. They saw what happened in Gustav. They saw what happened in Rita and Laura over in Lake Charles. We need to be prepared, and we need to prepare our infrastructure better.
19 years since Hurricane Katrina caused widespread devastation in New Orleans. Retired Lieutenant General Russell Honoré, who led recovery efforts, reflecting on lessons learned from the deadly storm.
Well, a lot of money was spent reinforcing the levees and putting new pumps in New Orleans. A lot of mitigation work was done there, over $14 billion new levee system. But we only need to be reminded, you build a 14-foot levee, you get a 15-foot tidal surge. So even that, you have some vulnerabilities. So
on August 29, 2005, Hurricane Katrina made landfall, becoming one of the most intense storms to hit the U.S. during the Atlantic hurricane season. The storm left 80% of New Orleans underwater after the city's water levees broke. Katrina remains the costliest storm to ever hit U.S. shores.
Flooding of the city, the destruction of homes and infrastructure, and flying into New Orleans on the Wednesday morning after Katrina, seeing those thousands of people standing around the Superdome. I'll never forget that sight.
Almost 20 years later, General Honoré continues to focus on keeping Louisiana safe. He and 22 other Louisiana safety experts are calling on Speaker Mike Johnson to schedule the bipartisan AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act for a vote in an effort to keep communities informed in case of disaster. And General Honoré says many lessons have been learned over the years, but the biggest one for everyone is to be prepared for future disasters. Coming up at 10, more from General Honoré on lessons learned. I'm Angie Toussaint, your North Lafayette Parish reporter for KATC TV3.